Number 4, question 4 is about detail how county health department is utilizing its revenue generated from the hospital.
Chair, just quick.
Because of time, quickly.
Yes, just 2 questions. One, under the Facility Improvement Act, you must have authority. The law allows you to spend at source. My concern is you are collecting average monthly is 12 million. Under that act, it is very clear that you must have authority of spending and requisitions. I would have expected you, Governor, to attach documentation to show that the chief officer, I don't know whether he's here with us, of health, has given authority for spending at source, because we have brought in law the Facility Improvement Act. It was signed this year or last year. So I want to see the authority of spending at source, whether as per, I think, section 120 something under Facility Improvement Act, there are conditions. 129. Yeah, just get me the section before I wind up. So what is the authority, whether the authority has been given? Can you provide to that effect as spending, whether all those conditions, spending at that level has been, because these 12 million shillings is a lot. Yeah, authority, the chief officer under section 21 shall be the accounting officer. And then you go to 22, you can spend, of course, at the after conditions. Then 22, the voucher shall be verified by respective hospital accountant or the accountant responsible for health center, whichever is applicable. The voucher shall be presented to the county department for health of accountant for confirmation that items
Point of information
in vote book.
Point of information. I think Senator Cherargei is addressing the wrong county, because in that county we don't have chief officer in any department.
Oh, sorry, my
So
apologies.
we don't have one.
It
Sorry.
should be point of information.
Chief information, yes. Point of
Okay,
information.
thank you. Oh, we don't have a chief officer.
We don't have chief officers in the county since my governor was elected. Sorry.
Now, Chair, you know, under Section 149 of Public Finance Management Act, the accounting officers is the chief officer. So now, how can I proceed to ask my question, Chair? I'm at a loss, because now the law says, Chair, and you pass this law with us, that the spending must be authorized by the chief officer. It is not saying acting. So, Governor, maybe before I ask my question, are there in the previous administration, were there chief officers that were still serving with you before you appointed the new ones, or their term expired?
Chair,
Yes,
I don't know, I thought we have a session with the Devolution Committee on Thursday to address these particular issues, unless, they are being brought forward now. I stand to be guided. Yeah.
Order, Governor, when we are talking of revenue collection and of expenditure, it's supposed to be, and the chief officer is accounting officer.
Yes.
So just answer question so that we can continue.
Can I assist the Governor? Is there a chief officer in charge of health substantively in office?
Well, I think
as of today,
Chair, Senator.
And let us restrict yourself as a chief officer health,
yes,
because this is health.
What I know, first of all, the issue of attachment that you requested, we will provide that one. The document that you said needs to be attached to.
Okay.
But we will provide it. Probably
yes,
we didn't provide. Number 2, the issue of chief officers. And I think the specific person you're asking for is the accounting officer. And the question will be is, who appointed the accounting officer? And I think we have the necessary
Governor,
legal...
just to assist you so that you don't lose. The law says under Section 21 of Facility Improvement Act, and your CCM has just mentioned the act. At Section, the chief officer shall be the accounting officer. So if there is a chief officer of health and sanitation, is the accounting officer that will allow spending at source of that revenue. So my question, is there a chief officer in office or not? It's just a direct question.
I think that's the question which we which we are saying, we will be able to clarify the structure.
No, Chair, can you direct the Governor to answer the question?
Do you have substantive chief officer of health?
Of health?
That's just a question. Yes,
I'm saying we do have a substantive accounting officer.
No, Chair, you know, Governor, you are on oath through the indulgence of the Chair.
I know that.
And you are not allowed to lie on oath. Please, Governor, a simple question. Do you have a chief officer of health substantively in office?
We do have a substantive accounting officer.
No,
health.
Chief
officer of
a chief officer
of health.
The CAC health or the CAC finance for that matter is allowed by law to appoint an accounting officer. It's a matter of law.
We are talking of chief officer.
Which law? Which law?
I think Chair.
Which law allows the CCM to appoint a chief officer?
Order, Governor.
But
Governor. Let me ask you, chief officer, who appoint them?
What I think.
Let's
Chair,
take from there.
No, what we need to do, because I thought really this was a different session, but nevertheless.
It's not different session. We are just asking chief officer health.
Well, there are reasons why we do not have a chief officer, but in the interim, we have.
So
in short, because of time, you don't have substantial chief
officer.
The governor
is intentionally misleading the committee. There is no chief officer of health. It's simple. The section 21 of the law says chief officer shall be the accounting officer. I'm asking a simple question, Governor, and you should tell us, is there a chief officer of health in office or not? We have a plenary at 2:30.
Chair.
One of facility. The chief officer shall be the accounting officer. So if there is a chief officer, is the accounting officer that will allow spending at source of that revenue. So my question is there.
I think that's the question which we are saying. We will be able to clarify the structure.
No, Chair, can you direct the Governor to answer the question?
Do you have substantive?
You know, Governor, you are on oath through the indulgence of the Chair.
I know that.
And you are not allowed to lie on oath. Please, Governor, a simple question. Do you have a chief officer of health substantively in office?
We do have a the CAC health or the CAC finance for that matter is appoint an accounting officer. It's a matter of law.
We are talking of chief officer.
Which law? Which law?
I think Chair.
Which law allows the CCM to appoint a chief officer?
Order, Governor.
But
Governor. Let me ask you, chief officer, who appoint them?
What I think.
Let's
Chair,
take from there.
No, what we need to do, because I thought really this was a different session.
We are just asking chief officer health.
Well, there are reasons, but in the interim, we have.
So in short, because of time, you don't have substantial chief officer of health.
The Governor is intentionally misleading the committee. There is no chief officer of health. It's simple. The section 21 of the law says chief officer shall be the accounting officer. I'm asking a simple question, Governor, and you should tell us, is there a chief officer of health in office or not? We have a plenary at 2:30.
Chair, we do not at the moment have a substantive chief officer for health. But having said that, hold on.
Yes.
Chair, Governor, Senator, you know, if you just get a section answer, a certain portion of the answer without completing it, it becomes a bit. But under the PFM Act, we have a way we have managed that issue.
Maybe you can quote that PFM Act you're talking about.
Fine, I'll get it.
Chair, you know, we cannot allow the committee of the Senate to be misled. The governor has accepted there is no substantive chief officer. In
the interest of time, can we be allowed to stipulate?
Governor, don't direct us, please.
Please.
Health, Senator, the governor say there is no substantive chief officer.
To query the chief officer to tell us as per Financial Improvement Facility Improvement Act what is the role.
Okay.
So this
answered?
Yes.
The question of revenue collection is not answered?
Yes.
Allow me to...
Can you allow the chair to give you, Governor?
Yes.
You should respect this committee, please. When you answer questions, be honest and precise. Because
I respond?
Yes, Senator Hamida.
Maybe the governor can tell us what efforts he has made to have at least to appoint the and since Senator Cheregei wanted to ask some questions on this one, so does that mean that we pass that?
First of all, I would want to refer this August committee to section 148. We are already in the process of getting our chief officers on board, hopefully within this month.
Senator.
Thank you, Chair. Been stated by the Governor, clause 148. There's a sub-clause 2. Have you
I do not have the privilege of looking at the act.
Maybe the legal person read that one.
48 of the Public Finance Management Act of a county government entity shall be the accounting officer responsible for managing the finances of that entity.
So I think this committee on what the PFM Act states, because that is our core duty. So I don't think at this point we could accept his answer to Cheregei's question as far as Chief Officer is concerned for Ministry of Health. Chair, that is my submission.
Chair, maybe to make progress, Chair,
yes,
we can direct that the Governor comes back with a substantive chief officer to answer questions on revenue, because the law is very clear. I have read the PMA Improvement Act. The wording is very clear. The accounting officer shall be chief officer. To Garissa and other facilities as all source revenue being spent at source, would have taken that chief officer to oath. And if they mislead the committee on spending, because there are conditions, Governor, now you spend, like you must have a bank account, you must have requisitions, you must for even when you are procuring fuel for the ambulance. So, Chair, since that question has not, and we cannot go to it because there is no substantive chief officer, you need to rule that the governor comes back and if chief officer to answer a question. We can because we will not get any answers because there is no person who will answer this question at the time.
I already take the directive that if because of revenue collection and expenditure, which is accounting officer is a chief officer, let's proceed to question 5 because this one is not settled, not yet. Let's proceed to question 5. State reason for the report cases of maternal mortality in a medical facility in the counties. I think this one we have extremely explained on that, but any maybe burning issues you have on this?
Just one quick one through the chair. County Governor, County Referral Hospital has how many beds of high dependence unit? Since it's one of the key referral hospital in that former NFD. How many HDUs do you have, high dependence unit? Number 3, what is the status of water supply to the health facility? Considering that you are less than few kilometers for the, I saw your deputy governor talking in media about the bursting of the river. While we empathize and pass our condolences with the lives that have been lost in Garissa because of flooding in that area, what is in place to ensure there is constant water supply? You know, I can't talk about the town because town is another story. I'm talking about the county referral hospital and how many HDUs do you have and how many ICU beds do you have, because you are a very strategic county referral hospital that serves the former NFD.
Thank you, Chair. I think, yes, I will ask the CEO to respond on those specific questions. But, Chair, on the issue of water supply to Garissa County Referral Hospital, we have never had any challenges regarding that. We have well-provided water tanks, even in the event that there may be any, supply from the water treatment plant. We have water bowsers, which we quickly put water to the hospital. But as far as beds are concerned, I'll ask the CEO to respond.
Through the chair and honorable members, as Garissa